Hello everybody, this is T from Kate's Crafty Closet, showing you a card today for the October Color Challenger sponsored by Gareth from Create at Home with G. So I will link that too in the description box below, and also as well as all the products that I use in today's video. So this month's color is pink, orange, and yellow. So if you make a card, you go over to Gareth's group, Create Home with G, and you post it in there, and you can be entered into a giveaway that will be drawn at the end of the month, and you get a nice little prize package from one of the creators. That is going to be it. And I will link everybody else's videos and YouTube channels in the description box below, so you can check out everybody else's cards that they made with this color combination. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I went ahead and did is I cut down a standard A2 size top folding card, which means that it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I scored it at 5 1/2. Then I went ahead and die cut out this is a mod rectangle stitched from My Favorite Things for the inside of our card. And here we have 80-pound version Nina Solar White, and this is just cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/4 as my top layering mats. So let's go ahead and put those to the side, and we'll start off with the stamping. We're going to be using this Altenew stamp set. This is called half-tone circles. So we're going to be using different circles on here, as well as the thanks sentiment in the inside. So I'm just going to pull out a little foam pad to give me better stamped images on my card. So I'm going to put my piece on here. The first thing I'm going to do is grab that largest circle in the stamp set. You can use any geometric shape you want, or any of the ones in here. I'm just going to grab a stamp block, and I'm going to put my big one on there. And today we're using distressoxide ink, so we're going to start off with yellow. So I am using mustard seed today because it's a little more of the darker, so it'll show up better on camera. And I'm just going to go ahead and put some on here, and I'm just going to tap. I'm going to put it to the side because we probably need it later on. And I'm going to put this straight dab in the center so it pops off with that thanks sentiment that we're going to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it on here. There's no wrong or right way to do it. You kind of just put it wherever you feel you want to put it. And there we go. That is our mustard seed. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'll wipe it off later because I'm only going to use that one once. Then I'm going to go in with the next size circle, and we're going to also grab another distressoxide, and we're going to do picked raspberry. You can use any kind of inks you want. I just find with these larger images that a pigment hybrid type based ink will be the best option and better coverage, because I don't want to have to double stamp. So you're just going to pick wherever you want to. I'm going to go in corner number 1 up here, and then I'm going to ink it up again. Sorry for that noise. And we're going to go ahead and go down in the bottom corner of this one, and there we go. So we have that one. Okay, and I'll wipe that off later. Next, we're going to go in with the next size circle, and we're going to go in with our orange, which is spice marmalade distressoxide. And I'm just going to squeeze, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it where I think I want them, and then we can use smaller ones to fill it in. And I like the distressy look of them, that they're not solid, and that, so I'm okay with that. So we have that one there. Then I'm going to go and grab a smaller one, and we'll do that one in different colors so we can get things like squared away. So over here I'll do a smaller pink to fill in that, and I think I'll do another pink right here. This is more of the filler stamp that we're going to use, and I'm going to grab my microfiber cloth so I can go ahead and Turn that off, and we're going to go in with orange. Okay, I'm going to put an orange here, and then I'm going to go ahead and put an orange on this side. Okay, cool. And then next I'm going to go in with some yellow and just wipe that off with my microfiber cloth. Go in with some yellow, and we can put a yellow here. And what I'm going to do is, since we got like that little circle there, let's add some yellow on top of that. And then we're going to go ahead this bottom and add a yellow. And if you feel you need somewhere else, you can add, like, go off the page with some yellow there, and then I'll go off the page here. And if they overlap, that's okay. That's okay. Where else do we need some yellow? Don't think we need any yellow anymore other places. Okay, let's go in with some pink, and then we can just add, like right here, we add some pink. And then one thing about these, making these cards, if you make multiple ones, each one of them can be unique and different in its own way. So I'm perfectly okay with that, so we can put that away, and we can close up our inks because we are done using those for the rest of this card. Okay, got that, liking it. So then I'm going to go in and grab that thanks. I'm going to kind of put it where I want it. Maybe I do that on the side because I may have ink on it and I don't want to risk the fact of double stamping. I'm going to go in with some VersaFine Black Onyx ink, and I'm going to ink this up like this so I make sure I get coverage, because I won't have the opportunity to double stamp and see how we get inky fingers. I always try to make sure when I do sentiments to wipe off my hands in between those things so I don't have no boo-boos. All right, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to apply a decent amount of pressure, and that's why I put this little foam piece underneath here. All right, perfect. I'm happy with that. So awesomeness. And next thing I'm going to go in, I'm going to round the corners, and I'm going to go grab a tool that I don't use that as often as I want to, but this is just my envelope punch board, and there's a corner rounder at the top. So we're just going to go ahead and push our paper in, and then hit the button, and that'll round all corners. We have a couple little pieces that we'll just decide and toss into the trash. So that is the front panel of our card, and then we're going to go ahead and bring back in our base of the card. You know, our black piece that we cut earlier that somehow I've seemed to misplace, which is actually underneath the stamp set right here, which works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put this inside piece. Beforehand, I put some double-sided tape on this, and so we'll just remove the release paper, and then we can put that on the inside of the card. This is just a pen blade, because I couldn't find my pokey tool, and grabbing it with my fingers doesn't always work. So I'm going to grab that release paper, and you can use liquid adhesive, you can use a tape runner, whatever you have in your stash, whatever you want to use. Close that up so we don't cut ourselves. I'm going to open up our card, and I'm just going to do my best to eyeball it. It's like, it's not going to be perfect. I am not good at doing things straight. So there you go. That's to put our little message on the inside of our card. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab some foam squares. These are foam squares that I picked up at the Dollar Tree quite some time ago, and anytime I see them, I grab them. So I'm going to need 3 of them, which they have 4 on each one, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these on. I'm always super generous when it comes down to my foam squares. And there we go. Got this. We got one more, and then I'm going to apply some liquid glue, basically art glitter glue on top of the foam squares, and like not a lot, but just enough to I have that little bit of wiggle room when I go ahead and put it down on my card, so it doesn't attach right away, and I have that little bit of time to switch it around if I feel like I'm not happy with the placement of it, and do my best to pull off this release paper. Okay. Like I probably should just use the pin blade, but that's okay. I'll make do with my most used tool in my craft room, which is my hands. Alright, one more after that, and let's go ahead and toss these to the garbage, and we're going to come in with our art glitter glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit on each foam square. Like, don't put too much because you will be able to see it on through your cardstock. Ask me how I know that, because I've done it before. So here we are. Let's bring in our card, make sure it's the right side up. I'm going to push this down and do my best to get this on straight as well too. And okay, no matter where the placement is. Awesome, there we go. So we have that, and then we're just going to go ahead and add some of these little gems I picked up at the Scrapbook Expo this summer, and I'm just going to put 3 of them on here to add a little fun spark. And you can give this to anybody. You can do a random act of kindness and give it to your cashier when you're checking out at the craft stores or the grocery store or anything like that. So again, this is the color challenge sponsored by Create at Home with G. Like I said, I'll link his group in the description box below so you can enter into the giveaway and share your amazing cards with the rest of us, and link all the products that I use in today's video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And like I said, make sure you check out everybody else's YouTube channel and the cards that they made it with the color combination. And again, October Color Challenge colors are pink, orange, and yellow. So I thank you all for joining me today, and y'all have a craft today, y'all.